behind the facade of a bus station behind me lies quite an interesting business that I didn't really know existed, to be honest with you, because usually for my car PPF or wraps, I go to the big boys, the ones you've probably heard of. And I mean, I'm open to new businesses and stuff, but usually I find that smaller businesses, newer businesses, they don't do as good a job as some of the bigger businesses. So yeah, I wanted to PPF my G-Class a while back, and I kept hearing about a business called Prestige Tinting. Not very PPF. And I thought, you know, they can't be very good since their name doesn't even imply what I wanted. So I spoke to a couple of the people that I know, the big boys, and the problem with, let me explain. The problem with big boys, i.e. big companies, is other big boys don't really necessarily want to talk to their secretaries and so on. They just want to talk to the owners, get things done, and that's that. And I guess that's kind of what I'd like. I like to talk to business owners and so on. I don't really like to go through other people. So I did get in touch with one of the big boys that I know, and what happens with businesses as they grow, they're not as personal as they used to be, I would say. So I decided basically to try someone new. Long story, sorry about that. And I went to Prestige for the PPF of my car, the G-Class, and they did a really, really good job. Subsequently, I wanted to wrap one of the Urus Performantes I have, the yellow one. I wanted to wrap it gold, and gold is a difficult color to do, as you may know, especially chrome rose gold. So I wasn't sure if Prestige could do that, and as it turns out, they did it, and they did quite a good job, and I'm quite happy with what they've done. So today I've come back, because they did say for me to come back after 2-3 weeks for them to inspect the car and make sure all is well. So we're gonna head on over in a second and have a look at basically their unit, which is not very big, and what they've done with my car. And hence the initial explanation I was giving of a bus stop or bus station as a facade. You would never think there would be a unit doing PPF and wrapping on very, very high-end cars. And it's interesting because I am actually dealing with the owners here, which is what I like. It's probably not going to last very long. They're all over the place, answering the phones themselves and doing everything themselves, like how I used to do with my first major business when I first started. And I like the fact that I'm actually dealing with them and nobody else, but they are very busy. So trying to get hold of them and have a conversation is a little bit difficult. Also, they're very camera shy, so they won't come on camera, which I think it's not doing them justice, to be honest, because these are two really nice guys, and I think if they came on camera, it would actually be a breath of fresh air for most people to see them, because they're genuine people and they really care about the quality of their work. And it reminds me of when I first started LA Muscle, one of my main businesses. You could always come in, you could always grab a hold of me, always chat to me and so on. And as your business grows, you find that you have less and less time for chats and seeing everybody and so on. And it takes a different format. So I can pop in here, chat to the main guys, and everything is good. Probably, I would say, in a few years, they won't be in the same unit because their work is really good. And I don't think you'll be able to get hold of them quite so easily in a few years. But for now, the car is here. We'll go over and have a look at it. And they have a couple of other cars there, I believe. Maybe they'll let me film those as well. So yeah, if you want to do any kind of PPF or wrapping, even the difficult chrome rose gold wrap, which they did for me, you may want to give them a try. So this is an Urus being PPF'd. A lot of carbon on this Performante. Oh, same wheels as my green one. carbon bonnet. This one is in for a PPF as well, Roma. And this one is a pretty crazy wrap. Look at that. Now, I have to say, with my wrap, I specifically asked Jay, the owner of Prestige, not to take anything off. So when I wrapped my one, I made it even more difficult for them because they couldn't take anything off. The only thing they took off were the door handles and that bit over there. This is a nice color. I actually thought it was a wrap. Well, that was very interesting. I was at Prestige talking to Jay, one of the owners, and I was saying, you know, you should be on camera, man. You're quite interesting, you're quite humble. You know, it would be good. No, you would never get me in a million years on the camera. If I was on camera, we would make so much more. If da 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 da. And I was thinking, man, he's really missing out. He's got these lovely cars. He's really good at explaining things about it and stuff. And I'm looking around, and I see this girl walking around who is, let's be honest, a lot better looking than Jay. She works out. She has a nice body as well. And I'm thinking, well, who's that? And Jay's like, oh yeah, she's the head of our PPF. And I'm thinking, okay, thank you, Jay. Now let's see who she is then. So we started talking to her, and she's really good. She knows her PPF. She used to work at another quite well-known PPF place. Actually I know them, so I'll just move along. And yeah, she really knows her stuff, and she looks good, and she, like, let's put it another way, if I owned Prestige, I would be filming her day and night. Anytime any car comes in, she would explain what the car is, what they're going to do with it, how difficult it is, and all that.
Okay, so the car came back for inspection after a few weeks, and check for imperfections. We double check all the edges. If somewhere the glue didn't stick properly on the edge, and we fix it.
But the car is in quite good condition, isn't it? When you look at the wrap and stuff, you really don't. It doesn't really need much doing. I think they're just.
Yes, the paint was in good condition, so.
Yeah, because it was new. It had like 50 miles on the clock.
Yeah, when the paint is in good condition, the final result is better.
Have you done these wraps before? Because I don't think you've done a lot of chrome rose gold, have you?
No, not a lot. Not a lot of people go for the chrome option. It's very rare.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. And very difficult to. It's very difficult to install, actually. It needs someone with a lot of experience to be able to do it properly.
I actually didn't go for the inside of the doors, if you can notice here, because I wasn't really that fussed. I'm going to change this car or sell it, or I don't know, get another one probably anyway, so I wasn't really that fussed with it. So I tend not to open the door too much when I'm out and about. But you didn't really take anything off, did you? You really just took these off, I think.
Yeah,
and
so the handles came off. Sometimes we take off just these ones because
Okay.
they come off very easy.
Okay.
So they come off easy, and it's you can't damage it or anything. So,
Okay.
yes, apart from this, nothing else has been taken off the car.
Okay, that's good. Yeah, because that's what I was asking. Because I noticed this car there, quite a few things have come off that one, right?
Yeah, but every wrap is made differently, and every customer has different requests.
Yeah,
Some customers doesn't want things to be taken off. And,
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
depends.
No, I'm quite picky. And with this one, I did ask, try not to take anything off. So, yeah, so they've taken very few things off this. What about that car there? So, what are you doing to that one?
To the Urus,
Yeah.
that's being wrapped. A
Okay.
different color, and yeah, I think it's the same. The door shuts are gonna be the same. They're not gonna be wrapped.
Oh, they're gonna stay red.
Yeah, that's
okay.
like extra option
Okay.
if the customer chooses. Or
Okay. And what about that green one? That's your specialty. That's PPF,
Yeah,
right?
that's paint protection film. It's a full car.
Okay.
Urus again, Performante.
Better looking than my one because it has the carbon bonnet. This one that I have
Yeah,
doesn't have it.
Yeah, it has all carbon bonnet, diffuser, arches, mirrors,
Yeah, carbon fiber everywhere, right?
and it's all gonna be protected.
And how many days does it take to PPF that?
That's gonna take around 2 to 3 days.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a nice looking car, that one. And what about this one, the Ferrari?
Yeah, that's gonna be paint protection as well.
Okay. Is that more difficult to do than the Urus?
No, Urus is much more difficult.
Okay, okay.
More technical. It has more pieces.
Okay.
It has more difficult pieces.
Do you take a lot of things off with the Ferrari?
No, with the Ferrari we don't take nothing off.
Really? Wow, okay.
The badges on the Ferrari don't come off.
Oh, wow, okay. Okay, that's the Ferrari there, guys. And what do you do? Do you do some of the wrapping yourself, some of the PPF thing?
Yeah, I do PPF. Sorry.
Well, no one here wants to be on camera. I hope you guys have appreciated that it makes the show more interesting. It's just funny because I get paid quite a lot of money to go into businesses and to advise them on how to grow, how to do better, how to expand, how to reduce costs, what to use, and so on. And a lot of the times I go into businesses and I see blatant, obvious things there, right? Like things that are just, they're just there. You can't miss them. For example, food delivery business. Sometimes I go in and they don't have the name of their company, their logo, their website, call to action and all that on their vans, and they may have 20 vans on the road, and I'll be like, are you crazy? Oh no, because of this and that. Excuses, always excuses, or inaction, I call it. So kind of reactive rather than proactive. And if you're in business, if you're an entrepreneur, you can't really be reactive. You have to be proactive. That's the whole point of an entrepreneur, right? So today it was just a casual thing. I went to take my car to Prestige just to check the chrome rose gold wrap that they've done on it. So I didn't really plan on doing anything. I just happened to have my GoPro and my iPhone, new iPhone 15 Pro Max, which is a very good phone, I have to say. I'm not one to change phones every year, but that is a very, very good phone for video. Anyway, so I happened to have that on me, and I decided to film a little bit, just the cars they have and so on. But if I put my business mentor hat on, which I kind of always do, I'm always dishing out needed or unneeded advice. I said to Jay, I said, have you seen Geri? Like, half the people out there that are into cars and things like that, they would tune in to see her explain things about cars and wrapping and PPF and so on, because she looks good and she knows what she's talking about. So I have been known for my persuasive powers. Some call it manipulation, I call it persuasion. So I asked Well, initially Idris, the guy that recommended Prestige to me, was there. I wanted him on camera as well, but he definitely didn't want to be on camera. So I asked him, is that Geri? Is that the girl you were telling me about that does really good PPF, and hence why I took the G class to Prestige in the first place? And he said, yeah. He said, oh man, yeah. I said, get her on camera. I want her on camera. So he spoke to her, and you know, women, no, I need to do my hair, I need to do this, that, and the other. And I'm thinking in my head, no, you don't. You look good. You know, you look good, and you will be good on camera. So yeah, so we got her on camera, and she explained a little bit here or there. Obviously, I literally allocated half an hour to this, and what's the time now? Yeah, it's been two and a half hours, and I'm still not back. So yes, I didn't really bring tripods and things like that to do a decent job. But if it was me and I owned Prestige PPF, or Prestige Tint as they call themselves, well, I would change the name first of all. But anyway, if it was me and I owned it, I would have her on camera every day, every time a new car comes in. Hopefully they'll do that post this video. If not, then I've done my best. There is no more I can do. I hope you've enjoyed this video, and yeah, I might do a few more in the very near future. I don't think I need to take the car to Prestige again, because it's kind of been checked all over, and it was quite good, to be honest. They really didn't need to do much to it. So it's kind of, it's been a good job. Chrome rose gold, traditionally, it's a difficult wrap to do. A lot of people have told me that in the past, but the job that Prestige did, and to be fair, they didn't remove anything from the car either. To be fair, they did a really good job. They only removed literally 6 pieces from the car, and the wrap looks amazing. So they've done a really good job. Anyway, yeah, see you soon. Oops. That was an average speed camera. The difference I find between the Performante and the normal Urus is the Performante almost feels like it wants to be a lower car, if that makes sense. It's just crazy. Like, if you put your foot down in a normal Urus, it's not bad. Jesus. It's a bit like a G-Class. Okay, a better handling than a G-Class. But the Performante, if you put your foot down, and I've made that mistake a few times, it goes like this. It's a bit more jittery. It's a bit more difficult to control. So if you hire a Performante for your what do they call it, prom, do not put your foot down on it thinking that it's just a normal car and it's going to be kind of fine just putting your foot down, because it's not going to be. You're probably going to lose it. It's a very powerful car, and it's been tuned in a different way. Maybe it's the springs rather than the air suspension that does that, but it's a very interesting car. And that Akrapovic exhaust, my god, the sound it makes, especially if you get it in the right revs. Let's see if I can do it. You might not be able to hear it. Yeah, it's crazy. The other day now I would say I accidentally put my foot down my road. I didn't. I kind of wanted to hear the Akrapovic exhaust, so I put my foot down, and my god, by the time I arrived at my house, there was so many people. I would say there were so many people saying, wow, what a nice car, but they were like, what the hell do you think you're doing? And they were really annoyed at the sound this car makes. Let me see if I can put the window down. This is not the best road for listening to the exhaust, but London, 20 miles per hour, so I guess we won't be hearing any exhaust notes. One of the things I realized very early on when I started expanding LA Muscle, one of my companies, is the fact that sex sells. Now, I know these days with Me Too and all the things that are going on, a lot of people frown and kind of, you know, don't want to talk about it, even though they actually use it. But I really do find that if you do use men or women or men to sell your product, you will do quite well. So when I go into places, and I know it's, I don't know, maybe I'm out of touch at 52, or maybe I'm sexist. I don't think I am, but maybe I am. And when I go into places and I see assets, so I see a good-looking guy or a good-looking girl, or I wouldn't even just say that, I would say someone that's articulate, I always encourage people to use them for their business, because sometimes we don't appreciate what's around us, because we've had it around us for a long time, so we don't appreciate what we have. So for example, I mean, I've had many good-looking people work for me at LA Muscle over the years, but I'll tell you one particular guy called Zoran. If you're watching, Zoran, hi. He moved to Sweden to be with his girlfriend, and very good-looking guy. Used to look like Alain Delon. You guys remember Alain Delon, the French actor? And he came for an interview. He was a really good guy, did good work, was a bodybuilder. That's why we hired him. But then I started noticing the way women were reacting to him. Office girls, anyone that would come in, and you know, I'm always looking out for these things. So my radar is not switched off. My radar is always switched on. And I thought, whoa, we got to start shooting with Zoran. And seriously, the business really did well. I mean, the business was doing well anyway, but to the point that we started doing stacks called Look Like Zoran, and basically doing things around Zoran. So one of the things I find a lot of the times when I go into a business to kind of troubleshoot them, if you will, is they don't really pay attention to their immediate vicinity, where they've got stuff there that they could use to boost their business. And Prestige today was a prime example of that. They've got some very nice cars, very cool cars. They've got phones on them, so cameras on them. They've got a good-looking girl there, and they're not using any of that. So if you're one of those people, folks, don't. Use what you have around you.
Ricordi, te lo dico 2 volte, così non scordi quante volte ci siamo lasciati per non perderci mai. Ricordi, ci bastava restare insieme.